practice that you'd have. But it's not just here, but across, say, the public sector, there are differences in scale and differences in pay and conditions, and there's let's call it an equality or an agenda around, doesn't matter whether it's here or teachers or nurses or whatever, people doing the same job, for want of better terms, on different rates of pay.
Yeah.
But yet there's also an incentive, particularly union driven, which is if you're going to do something, everybody should get something. So when some elements of that difference are bridged, it's arguably well received by the people that receive that, and poorly received by the people who are saying, well, I had that anyway, so I've got nothing else, or nothing additional to what I previously had. Is there evidence that says that still works out in the long run, or that incrementing everybody by the same level creates some benefit for the whole group?
It's a really good question. The evidence such as this is that the sting from being on a different band to somebody doing the equivalent job is much higher than the actual money sting, if you know what I mean. So if you could equalise it, it would be good. But I mean, may not be practical in a context. But I mean, we've got very similar issues, obviously, in the university as well. So I guess from a practical perspective, trying to represent that in the context of negotiations is a good one, that there is a group of people. So on balance, if you could make the sort of trajectory higher, you know what I mean? So, and also the literature would say it's easier to do it in times of inflation. So if wages are going up anyway, it's sort of easier to bring bands back together. Whereas if wages are pretty flat, it's sort of hard to do it. So if people's wages are going up in nominal terms, but slightly slower, and then you're using that to equalise the band, that's a much more painless way of doing it than in times where inflation is low and you're doing it off. So sorry, it's not a great answer to your question, but the answer is, I think in general you're going to have a risk of disengagement from folks that are on a saliently lower level of salary, much more so than the financial kick would predict. So it's better to avoid those things if possible. But the way to do it, as I said, in most countries, is to, as I said, do it on the upswing, which may be where we are now. Like, it could actually be a good chance to do it. Sorry if that is an over-elaborated answer. I think maybe if I let people brainstorm for a few minutes and then we come back and we take points from each of the table.